Hello, this is gonna be my Master Duel dragonlink deck profile. This is what I used to get. One of the decks I used to get to Platinum Tier 1. Um, and yeah, I'll showcase it. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, Master Duel and TCG, throw a follow onto my YouTube. And I got my Twitch and Twitter down there if you want to see memes and me streaming playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I also play RPGs and do some karaoke sometimes, that too. And well, let's get this let's get the show on the road. All right, I'm starting off with Sideframe Driver. It's really good to have Sideframe Gamma with Driver. Sadly, it's at 2, but it's great because it kind of gives you like a little barrier to when you're activating your spell cards like Quick Launch or Chaos Space. So let's say you're going first, you have a Chaos Space, right? And you activate it, and you got a Sideframe Gamma out. If your opponent tries to negate it with like a Ash Blossom or Max Seas, you could negate it with Sideframe Gamma. The only downside to Sideframe is that Sideframe 2 can be ashed. But the good thing about it is that Ash doesn't destroy the card. It just negates the effects to the end of the turn. So you got your Sideframe ready for next turn. And I really like it. Also, another cool niche thing you could do is with Safert Dragon. If you give up Safert to get one of the black or white dragon, Safert's not on the field. So if they try to stop it with Ash, you could still Sideframe Gamma it. Really good. Another cool niche is with Heradic Seal. It's you have a card on you have cards on you have a card on the field, Heradic Seal, solely card, and you want to return something to the hand. You tribute Heradic Seal, and then you have no cards on the field. So if your opponent tries to negate Heradic Seal, you could Sideframe Gamma because and then your Heradic Seal goes through. You return a card to your hand, and you special summon a monster. This is where you're gonna want to special summon probably a Dragon Maid Tiding or Black Metal Dragon if you haven't already used its effect. So when it's sent to the grave, you get like you get a combo starter with Black Metal, and then Black Metal, really good card. This dragon chain blocks for days. Black Metal to Striker is going to be one of the best opening plays you can do in this deck. Summon Black Metal, link to Striker, and whatever you want to not get ashed is what you want to go first. So you summon, link into Striker, and then it's going to ask you, the game's going to ask you, what effect are you going to want to do first? You're going to want to do Strikers, and then you're going to want to do Black Metal. So the Chain Link 1 and Chain Link 2. So the Chain Link 2 is going to go first. So Black Metal is going to go first. So if they're going to want to stop, negate something, if it's not with Imperm or Effect Veiler, you'll be able to get Quick Launch. Unless you're going to want your Black Metal effect to go through, depending on what your field is or what your plays are. You have Black Metal go first, then Striker. But yeah, it just doesn't protect you from Imperm or Effect Veiler. But you're safe from Ash and Maxi, other interruptions too. Just stuff like, I think Target on the field doesn't stop it. And then Rocket Synchron. This is your plan B a lot of the time. You want to try to save, if you got plays, you want to save your normal summon as long as possible. Because if you get Nibiru or they try to interrupt you, you got a backup plan. You got your Rocket Synchron. You normal summon it, it brings a card back. Awesome. Another cool thing you could do is you could boot sector launch Rocket Synchron if you still haven't used your summon, and then you could special summon Absor Outer Dragon, and boom, link, and then you still got your normal summon. So you could use Striker Dragon to pop, add Rocket Synchron back to your hand, and then summon it, and then boom, you get another level weight synchro right away. It's really cool. Yeah, I really like Rocket Synchron. I feel like at 2 it's great, and for Black Metal I was running 3, but I wanted to add the Dragon Maid package in here, so I'll go to her later, a little bit later. So I took a Black Metal out for a Dragon Maid. And yeah, these guys are awesome. And then when you have you'll have a lot of times you'll make Chaos Ruler, right? And then what's cool is like, yeah, you'll make Chaos Ruler effect, yeah, and then you'll have this guy out on the field because of Tracer's effect, right? More than likely, or Boot Sector, you special summon it because of Absor Outer, sent to the grave with Dragon's Ravine. So you bring it out, you can synchro into the Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which is pretty much like a pseudo Omni Negate. The card has to be on the field for it to negate. So cards that you activate, like 90% of the time you activate it, you have to play it on the field. You can negate it. But cards like Nibiru, graveyard effects, you can't stop. Hand effects, you can't stop. So stops pretty much almost there. Not everything, but a lot of things. And then you could just bring your you could bring your chaos ruler. You have it ready for next turn, or you could bring it back as an extra body. So you could bring out IP Masquerena, which is great. So you could go into Unicorn. And then okay, let's go to the next one. But also, I always forget to. You're stuck to Dark Dragons, if I remember correctly. You're stuck to Dark Monsters, so just make sure to from your extra deck. You gotta remember that. And it's a 1 level 5 or higher Dark Dragon you could bring from your graveyard. So you could bring your Synchros back too. And then yeah, Cypher and Gamma. I already explained it. No need to explain it anymore. Really good card. I think it goes great with dragonlink. Just sucks you could only run 2. I love this card in the deck. Ash Blossom, you know why. Stupid Maxi, busted card at 3. You're going to want to stop Maxi. Only reason why Ash is in there. If Maxi was in the game, I would not even be running Ash. 2 white dragons and 1 black. I'm taking advantage of how the dragons aren't limited, the white and black. But TCG, they're at 1, so I haven't really experimented with them at 3 each or 2 each, but I'm trying. I'm liking the light one because you could run an extra light, and you want. I'm not running that many lights. I think there's only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 7 lights in this deck, and you're gonna want to banish light and dark for 11-year dragon and chaos ruler. Another thing you could do is throw in one effect veiler, because with effect veiler you can add it to your hand with chaos ruler, and it's a light too, so pretty cool. And then the next card, yeah, black dragon, same thing as white, really good. There's just pretty much, if you start off with a white or black and chaos space, that's pretty much full combo. And then if you got support cards in your hand, anything pretty much makes it even more of an extender. But yeah, pretty much with just 1 black metal dragon summon, you get that's a free Savage Dragon with a link to equip card. So you get 2 Omni Negates once per turn. That's just 1 card summon with no cards in your hand. Really good. I was thinking about making a video like showing like 1 card combos, what you could do with the deck. And let's see. If you want that, throw it in the comments and I'll do it. I'm probably still gonna do it anyway, but just trying to come up with ideas for videos. Yeah, and then 3 Tracer. I feel like 3 Tracers is a must. You want this card. This guy starts plays with Boot Sector. You want to pop a card, pop Boot Sector, bring out Synchron or Recharger, but a lot of times you're going to want to bring out Recharger for the Chaos Ruler or Savage Dragon. But most of the time you're going to want to go for Chaos Ruler because you basically get to look at the top 5 and you want to power up your graveyard for banishment, and you want to draw that Nocto Vision, or you're going to want to draw the Chaos Ruler or even the Red Eyes Black, or even a hand trap like Ash, or not Ash, like Nibiru for next turn. Really good. And then even if you draw Nocto, boom, not Nocto, Absarauder, send it to the grave, boom, you get the effect. Really good card. Another cool thing I like to do is like I'll bring out Recharge Tracer with like Boot Sector, and then like I'll Synchro or whatever, make something, and then I'll bring out Black Red Eyes Darkness Metal, bring Tracer back from the grave with Darkness Metal, and then I'll use Tracer's effect. So that's pretty cool because the effects are not negated. And then Recharger, this card's so clutch. Like Tracer and Recharger, not Tracer, Striker Dragon and Recharger are like BFFs. Like let's say you have a Striker out in the field and you have a Recharger in your hand or grave. You pop Striker with its effect, choose that you want to add Recharger to your hand, add Recharger to your hand from the grave, and then Recharger's effect activates because a card got destroyed. So with Recharger, you choose a dragon, or a dark monster, if I believe it's a dark. Yeah, you choose a dark, you target a dark in your grave, and then you pick another dark that has a different name. So you could just bring back another rocket or another like pretty much another dragon. Really good card that gets plays if you just start off with like 1 dragon, 1 summon, and it's not like if it's just Tracer or something. You could like summon Tracer, bring out Striker Dragon. That was your only play. So you get Boot Sector if it doesn't get stopped, and then you pop Striker Dragon, get Boot Sector, and then you add Tracer back to your hand, and then you Boot Sector Tracer, and then you pop Boot Sector. Tracer brings out Recharger, and then you could make 1 negate or Savage or chaos ruler and see maybe you'll get something good. This is just worst case scenario. Like if you're not really, a lot of times you're gonna have plays, but not every. It's impossible not to brick. Sometimes you might brick too. So I tried to make it to where you always get at least one hand because a lot of these cards in here are one card combos. So it's good to like you get to play with one card, and then if you have hand traps or stuff to interrupt your opponent, it's really good. That's what I really like about dragonlink. Other decks are like that too. And then Safer Dragon. This card's amazing. You could summon it, give up a card in your hand. You could give up a Noctovision or an Absorouter, get the other one like the opposite, and then you get the effect of like Absorouter by sending it to the grave, and then you add a Noctovision. Awesome. Or you could give itself up and get also this card's a one card combo, and it's protected by Cypher Gamma. So like yeah, you unless they like infinite and perma your summon or effect Veiler your summon. Besides that, like yeah, it's pretty much like one card combo. Uses effect, tribute itself, you're protected if you have a Cypher Gamma. Add the dark dragon, the black dragon, banish it, bring the black, and then you get full combo. That's basically a free like full board. You get a full board. That's what's so good about Chaos Space and one of the black and whites. You get full combo with that, with just 2 cards. And when I say full combo, I mean it's a good end board, not the best. You could make more optimal end boards if you have more supporting cards, but with just those 2 cards, really good. Unless I'm missing something, be free to comment in the comments of the video. And then the one Dragon Maid, you could run more if you want, but I feel like 1 is good because her summon is great, but like it just adds the trap card. Yeah, it's interruption, but a lot of times you're gonna want to save your normal summon for something else, so you don't want to see multiple of her. And then with Chaos Ruler, if this gets sent to the grave, like amazing. Banish, if she's in your grave, you could send it with Dragon's Ravine, or if you used her to summon, like great discard her with Dragon's Ravine, like send her with from the deck to the grave. Really good card. Always comes in clutch, especially with Chaos Ruler. You mill both these cards, you get the effect. Awesome. And your opponent's turn, your special summon with Hermetic Seal, you get to add one of these. An Absorouter. You could run 2. I was running 2, then I took one out. I would like to run 2. If you're able to fit 2 Absorouter dragons in your deck, do it. This card is amazing. I just wish it wasn't once per turn. But yeah, you could special summon it if you have a rocket out, and then you could use its other effect. You could use both effects on the same turn. So it's not just stuck to one. And then Noctovision. I would love to run 3 also. Just there's so many. As it is, I used to run 40, but I was seeing some people in TCG talk about how if you're running some bricks like the DPE package like in TCG, like you want to run more than 40. And I'm kind of seeing these as bricks sometimes because if you have cards on the field, this basically just becomes discard fodder. And then if you don't have like certain niche cards like Hermetic Seal or this card, and what was I getting at Noctovision. I was just keeping it. So yeah, you get to draw a card and special summon it. So if you if Dark Dragon is special summoned to the field, you get to special summon this card. So right off the bat with quick launch, boom, special summon, and then you could bring out Romulus, boom, you get a draw card, and then you get to also add Dragon's Ravine. Really awesome combo. And then also you get to add it with Chaos Ruler, so you could get more extenders. Awesome. I love this card, Noctovision. If I could run 3, I'd run 3. But I tried to make it to where it's not so bricky because I'm already running high levels. So like 3. These are my 3 high level Kais. Or right here, these are the high levels right here. These dragons. And then and then it's happened one time on Master Duel. Noctovision has this other effect when it's in the grave and your opponent targets a set card, so like your Droplet or Tidying or Imperial Order, you could banish Noctovision and it protects your face down card. I don't think anybody knows about that effect. A lot of people do. 11-Year Dragon, amazing card. I think I forgot I was talking about something. I think I may have completely dropped it. If I was talking about, if I did, just put it in the comments. I'm sorry, completely. It's gone. But yeah, 11-Year Dragon. Chaos Dragon, 11-Year. I think people call it Pepega Ruler. I don't know why. But yeah, amazing card. Like a kind of pseudo boss. No, not really. But yeah, you're gonna want to draw. You're gonna want this card with either Chaos Space or get it with Chaos Ruler. Like banish 3 darks. You get to you randomly pick a card from your opponent's hand, and if they already hand trap you and you play through them, boom, an extra card. Boom, return it to the deck. Really good card. And then if you're going second, you get to pop 2 cards. What's to hate about this card? It's amazing. You banish cards to bring it out. Banish cards for Chaos Space food. Draw a card. Oh, it just works out. And then Red Eyes Darkness Metal, amazing card. Extends, especially if you get Nibiru. Give up the Nibiru. Go full combo most of the time. Like you get combo. Like really good card that saves you. Another cool combo is like, let's say you have I have a replay of it. I can't. But what I did was what did I do? Oh yeah, Red Eyes Darkness Metal is also able to. I didn't notice this, but you're able to. It's also I just realized Red Eyes Darkness Metal can special summon from the hand, not just from the grave. So I was playing. It was a Master Duel, I think. No, yeah, it was a Master Duel, and I thought I had a bricky hand, and I was like, "Fuck, this is game. I'm gonna scoop." I'm like, "Wait a second." I brought out Red Eyes Darkness Metal. I special summoned Safer. Used Safer's effect. Gave up a card. Gave up Safer, and then I got the Dark Dragon, the Black Dragon, and just went combo. Awesome. And then Nibiru. Nibiru could be Effect Veiler, or you could run Maxi. I personally don't like to run Maxi. I'd rather run cards to stop it. Me. I'm probably not a good idea, but no one's stopping you to run Maxi. I just, whatever. Probably bad on my part for not running it, but I haven't really had any problems against it. I'll just, like, if you get Maxi with this deck and you have nothing to stop it, you're going to want to just make seal. If you have tiding, set tiding, seal, and droplet, like, just go for seal. End on seal. Like, unless you're feeling really cocky, go for the Maxi challenge. But you're just gonna let them draw their Dark Ruler, or they're gonna mostly draw their Nibiru, or they're gonna draw their Forbidden Droplet. That's if they're running it. Be very sad if, like, what's the point of running Maxi if you're not even running a card that could let you break your opponent's board, unless you're running like Exodia or something. And then Lightning Storm, feel like it's a must for Harpies, Feather Duster, Lightning Storm. But I just like the options of this card. They make a stupid set card like back row. Like, you need this because you can't side. So I feel like I highly recommend running some kind of destruction card, just one. And I recommend Lightning Storm because it covers both monsters, attack position monsters, and back row. Great card. Chaos Space, this card is so busted. This is just pretty much, if you just have a light and dark on this card, you basically get like full combo, like a good board. You get a good board. This card's so good, and then you could banish it to draw another card. And a lot of times, that one card you draw makes a big difference. So, pretty much almost, if you have a plays, a lot of times you're gonna be drawing two cards in your turn due to Chaos Space and Nocto Vision Dragon. Amazing, and that's not including the cards. All these cards you add to your hand. A lot of times, if your Striker Dragon and Romulus goes through, you're gonna have like 7 cards in hand. It's ridiculous. I'm like when I play, people are like, didn't you start off with 5 and you've already like used all the cards in your hand? How do you have 7? Like, pretty much something like that. It's funny. I always notice that. Drytron too. These decks just keep adding cards to your hand. Drone Logbird. Even Drone Logbird. Like, if you got plays, you could play around Drone Logbird. You don't even need to add to that. Because right off the bat, you could special summon from the deck. You could just like link. You could make seal and like set tiding or something. You could play around it depending on what you have. Dragon Divine, I only think you need one. It's mainly just to send Absol Dragon and then or Safer or Dragon Maid or Tiding or Dragon Maid Chamber or this card. So like if this card's in your grave, you're gonna want to send this if you already have if you don't want to send Absol because then you can banish this and add Chaos Ruler to your hand. Nice. Or if this is already in your grave, you could send Chambermaid, banish, special summon, and then add another one to your hand of Tiding. Really good card. But yeah, Nibiru, I don't think preference. I personally like to run Nibiru because it breaks boards. If you're going second and your opponent's going all crazy ham on summoning, Nibiru. And then Boot Sector, you already know. If you can, try to not pop it, but I always pop it. I try not to because it's a good round 2 card. Like when your opponent doesn't finish you off, if they don't, you basically get a second chance because this card lets you. They're gonna have monsters, so you get to bring out 2 rockets from your grave. Great card. Quick Launch. I'm surprised this card's at 3 still in the TCG. Like, I hope it never gets hit. I love this card. It's so busted. Goes great. Pairs great with Nocto Vision. Quick Launch, Nocto Vision, special summon. Wow. And you're gonna get a draw card. You're basically getting it's awesome. Call by the Grave at 2. Busted card. I wish TCG has it at 2. I would feel so great about it. I love this card. This card's so good. It lets your plays go through a lot of the time. Stops Maxi. Droplet at 2. I was running drop. I would run Droplet at 3, but on TCG I do. But on Master Duel, I don't know. I feel like 2 is okay. like because you don't know if you're gonna go first or second. It's you can't side like I don't know. I feel maybe three. You could do three, but I feel like 42 is a good number, and I don't want to see two droplets in my hand. Um, and I do have enough to. I only own two droplets. I have enough to get another droplet. I have 30 UR points, and then two tiding. Amazing card. Another option you could do, which I've got criticized for on YouTube, was you can instead of tiding, you could run two infinite impermanence, or you could run all four, which is completely fine. But what I would do on TCG before the recent ban list was I would main deck infinite impermanence. So going blind, the blind coin flip, you don't know if you're going first or second. So if you're going second, your opponent goes first, and you got two infinite impermanences versus having two tidings. You got some plays. You could stop, interrupt them. So when it's your turn, maybe they got like a Protos Dragon or they got like a Wind Barrier statue. All right, I'm gonna infinite impermanence that versus having a tiding where you're personally fucked. So, but yeah, it's fine here. Tiding, I actually do. I think tiding is the better card to have, especially. It's just infinite impermanence just has those niches and it's pretty universal. It's up to you. You can run all four. You could just add more cards, take some cards out. You could easily take out like Cyframe Gamma. You could take like an Ash out. You could even just take out droplets. Some people I've seen people not even running droplet. Could take out black metal, but I wanted one of these white dragons. But yeah, I feel like this is all pretty much really good. I really like this deck. And that's the main. Oh, Imperial Order, the one Imperial Order. If you're going first, might as well set that thing down so you could stop Dark Ruler or Forbidden Droplet. That's if they don't have a trap in their hand with Droplet. But besides that, yeah, that's the main deck. And for the extra deck, I got Savage Dragon. So a lot of times they're gonna want to be ending it with this, with Savage and like a Tiding or a Savage and a Seal. That's usually what your M board is gonna be. Savage, Seal, Tiding, or Red Dragon, Archune, Abyss, Seal. Try to just, you have to be careful because with Tracer's effect, if you use his effect or Synchron's effect, you're stuck to darks. So from the extra deck, you're gonna want to bring out Hermetic Seal first before you do that stuff. If you can. If you can't, you're gonna have to give up Hermetic Seal, but you'll have a lot of times you'll have these two Omni Negates out. Pseudo Omni Negate and full on Omni Negate. Chaos Ruler, amazing card. Love this card. Also for a Savage Dragon, make sure you got links in your graveyard. Don't be like me sometimes, like a dumbass, bring out Savage and I have no links. I'm like, fuck. Chaos Ruler, amazing card. Oh my god, MVP of the deck. You should try to always bring this card out if you can. Always bring it out. Chain block, have this guy go first. Chain block with another card like Nocto Vision or a black or white dragon or even black metal. Like, yeah, there's so many ways to protect it. But a lot of times people also use it as a bait. Like what you Cypher Gamma, they try to stop your Ash, your Chaos Space or Quick Launch. Cypher Gamma, you basically got a level 5 and level 3 out. You can make level 6, level 2, so you can make Chaos Ruler, boom, effect. They try to stop it, boom, bait. You got all these plays left. Yeah, great card. Hot Wretched Free Arch Dragon Abyss. I always bring this card out also. Really good card. Pretty strong, and it has an effect where if it inflicts battle damage, you could special summon a tuner from your deck. And I think it's a tuner, right? Yeah, from your graveyard. My bad. I always think it's the deck. It's the graveyard. So yeah, you could get your Tracer back, and then if you haven't used the effect of Tracer, boom, pop, and then you get more extenders. Like you can make an IP. Really good card. I love this card. But yeah, he stops cards on the field. So if your opponent does a graveyard effect or a hand effect, you can't stop it. But if they play like Pot of Greed, or like an example, they play a spell card, they have to put the spell card on the field. If they summon a card, like it has to go on the field. You could negate it. Still a really good card, really strong, really easy to make with Synchron and Chaos Ruler. And then you could just bring Chaos Ruler back with its effect. Love that. And then Guard Dragon Pisty, mainly just so you could, if you already use... Honestly, I'm not really sure what this is doing here anymore. Just, I have it in here because I miss LP a lot. And I honestly don't know why it's in here. I think I used the effect a few times, but a lot of times when you do this effect, depending on how your hand is, like, it's just, you're basically just overextending if you go for a Pisty a lot of the time. But there are times when it's great to go for Pisty, like if you quick launch Nocto and you go straight into Romulus. And then if you have you bring out a level 4 or lower, bring this card out. And then you could bring out Striker. And then you got the arrows, boom, 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 on the diagonal downs. Yeah, and then you got the arrows going like left and right, so you got the middle one. and then you could bring a dragon back. But that's usually like certain scenarios. Like that's if you have quick launch and Nocto, like. But a lot of times it's just you're overextending and you're risking yourself getting the beer by throwing away your plays. You're gonna want to save your plays, like as much as you can. And then striker TCG, it's at 1. I'm so sad. Striker at 3, amazing. You just could keep bringing it. You just bring it out. It's got the link arrow, so yeah, it is kind of easier to do Pisty versus having it at 1. You could destroy it, add it to your hand, use it, link it, bring it back, destroy it. It's a great card. Love this card. I'm sad it went to 1 in TCG. Hermetic Seal, another boss monster of this deck. This card is so good. Like I was saying, the niche you could have with Cyframe Gamma, really good card. Like it doesn't target. It's so this card I just love this card. It is so good. Like you're gonna always want to end with this card. This is your floater, and you could just special summon Black Metal or Tiding, and or even Absorouter Dragon, and then Nightmare Phoenix. Just so you could pop some back row if they got something dumb out in the field, and so you could link climb up to access code. It's a fire attribute, so if you're gonna go for game and you want to pop the field, try to link climb through Phoenix, then Unicorn, and then access code. So you got the level 3, and then you got the fire and the dark pop. And then if you have Romulus in the grave too, most of the time you would, unless if you don't banish it with black Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you're gonna have 3 pops with an access code at 53. Great. And that's not already if you already didn't break a board with Liveneer if you banished the light and dark stuff. And then Romulus, Dragon's Arena, that's pretty much it. I never use the other effect of special summon because I think you can't link with it. And Quad Burrow. Oh, this card is so good too. Like it lets you kind of recover. It just sucks you have to discard. But if you have a Quad Burrow and a Dragoonini Romulus, like you could just pop the Romulus, and then you got Quad Burrow, and then you could just bring out Pisty, and then you could special summon from the grave. Like I've seen, it works great when you have with Boral and Dragon, and Delindrous Dragon. Sadly, Borland's not in the game. I don't know why it's not in the game, but yeah, I would love that Borland. I would so be running Borland Dragon, the big baddie boss of the Rockets, if it was in the game. But it's not. It's not even in the TCG. It's only in the OCG. And yeah, IP, just like you have extra bodies, you could IP, so you could have a seal, IP, and an Omni Negate, or 2 Omni Negates, so you can go into Unicorn. Really good interruption. And then Unicorn, like, if you're running access code, you gotta run Unicorn. Unless you got some other Link 3, like Celine. I used to run Celine in this deck, but I think Unicorn is just better. For this specific build of mine. And then access code for game. Like if you're not running access code, or Boros Sword Dragon, I don't know how you're winning. Like, I'll be like amazing. Like, you are spectacular if you are winning. But yeah, I prefer access code because it only needs 2+ effect monsters. Boros Sword Dragon needs 3+ effect monsters. So I feel like this is more niche. Comes out clutch a lot more often. I was running both at one point, and I just felt like I was always going for access code because you want to pop, and like there's just always links on the field, and you can't switch into defense mode a lot of times. So yeah. I think access code is the way to go in the deck. And this is the build for dragonlink. I got to Platinum Tier 1 with this. It's a really fun deck. A lot of chain blocks. I feel like it's a great. It's not a easy deck to use, but it's a great if you want to get into the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. This is a great deck to get into because I feel like it's pretty much like the average, like the deck that's not not broken but not bad. It's like the Ryu, the Mario, like it's the balanced deck. Like yeah, it's busted sometimes, but like it's pretty much good like in any matchup, minus if you're playing Zombie World. Yeah, you're gonna want to bring out Nightmare Phoenix. You're gonna pop that Zombie World. Yeah, the only other suggestion is you could, instead of Lightning Storm, you could run Twin Twister or Cosmic Cyclone, so you could stop some prank kids BS, like when they bring out that Butler, because it could only activate in the main phase. On the standby, you could Twin Twister, destroy it. They can't do their stupid Zeus effect. But yeah, this is the deck. If you like it, throw a like, subscribe to the channel. My Twitch and Twitter are down there if you want to see some more content of me. I'll be making more videos. If you have any other suggestions, throw them down below, and I'll be happy to create something for y'all.